What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today, LTC USD. It is the 7th day of November, and here we are, pumping up about 17%. I swear, before I even made this video, we were only up like 15%, so this thing is climbing. Here you are. Yeah, we were below $100 not but like 5 seconds ago, man. $101 now, 7 hours, 22 minutes left in the day. You guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. There's a a theory, a thought here that Litecoin is next up on the chopping block on this, playing off of these legacy coin pumps, Zcash, Dash. What's the next one to go? Litecoin is definitely a contender, a serious contender, and I think not just Litecoin but Bitcoin Cash too. Shout out to the Bitcoin Cash people. Here we are at $102 right now. I very much do believe that Litecoin has a tremendous amount of growth to go, and we've done a video. Did I do a video? I think I did this for Bitcoin Cash. I didn't do it for Litecoin. Let's do this for Litecoin. Let me show you guys something real quick, okay? XRP, right? XRP is a crypto that's been around for a while, multiple cycles. Had a multi-cycle consolidation phase, and whenever it pumped, it saw a move initially that was overall like a 600% move, a 7x, right? You saw a 7x move, and really to the high, it was a true 7x right there, right? But this high, this was the immediate high, so let's just call it there. Let's put it at the low. Let's just make sure that we got it going on. Yeah, it's about a 7x, just under a 7x. XRP, very high market cap, right? $100 billion plus. Still, you did a 7x move. Crazy, okay? XRP. We go to XLM, which is another crypto that's been around for a while and had a multi-cycle consolidation phase. What did you get here? Just not even from like the lows itself, but just from like the relative lows here to the high. You did about a 7x, 7.2x right there. Okay. What other cryptos have been consolidating for multiple cycles that have pumped recently? Zcash, right? Zcash here. Crypto. If you got the low, it's a much bigger move, but from where it started to move up from this low to high here, you did a 20x. You've done a 20x, which is incredible. And really, I mean, you moved up. You had an initial pop. Let's look at the weekly time frame here. You had an initial pop here, and then you stopped off. That was at about an 8x. 8x, 7x, 7x. You guys see what I'm saying here? We go to Dash USD, and we look at this thing from its low here. What kind of movement have we seen so far? We've seen a 7x move. Do you get what I'm saying? Isn't it crazy how it's all 7x's or 8x for Zcash, the one that's like performed the best? What's Litecoin going to do? That's the question that I'm trying to answer right now. What's Litecoin going to do? Well, we take the low here. We're not going to take the Scamwick low. I would imagine that from here, Litecoin is literally going to be on a warpath, just like Dash, just like XLM, just like XRP, just like Zcash. It's going to be on a warpath that takes it to new all-time highs. And at worst, you stop at all-time highs. At your worst, you stop there. And from its low, that's a 4 or 5x overall. From the current price, and I want to get these lines on there because I do think that we'll see a 7x overall. I think that we'll see something that is a little bit over a 7x, just like we did with almost every single coin that we went over, okay? Hold on. Hey, can you put that down, please? Please. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. From the current price, that is about a 5.5x. Still phenomenal growth. What if we don't go all the way up here? What if this theory is wrong and we stop at our all-time high areas? Let's even go a little bit below where the wicks are. That's still a 3x, 3.2x. That's phenomenal. And likely what will be a very short amount of time, a abrupt move just like this. And that's what I think is happening here, right? Shout out to Leaf for giving that thought, putting that thought, incepting my brain with that thought as well. I've got a friend who's been in crypto just as long as I have, you guys, and he's been on fire. He's been doing very well. He's had a couple of good calls this cycle, more than a couple, and his latest call is that Litecoin is next on the chopping block, amidst a couple of other ones, but we're talking about Litecoin here. I want to delete this so that we don't got too much stuff up there. Anyways, looking at the 1 hour time frame, zooming in here, and then we'll zoom out. We'll go back to the 4 hour time frame and then the day. Hold on. It's just some added noise in the background there. Had to stop that before that kept going on. I didn't want to talk over it. Anyways, $101 now. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we're very overbought on the stochastics, on the RSI, and on the MACD. Whenever you hear that, whenever you hear overbought, you might think in your head, oh no, that's bad, we're going to sell off. But typically getting this overbought is actually a good thing. It typically implies that there's more growth to go. We zoom out, we look at this on a 4 hour time frame. You can see that we're right here pressing this area that we found resistance on before. I believe in double tops. I even believe in triple tops, but quadruple tops, quintuple tops, they don't exist. This line is ready to break, and we're going to snap through it now. I would imagine there's a ton of people who are looking at this right now at $100 thinking, huh, psychological resistance, huh, we're at prior areas of resistance here. It's probably going to come down. And maybe it does. Maybe it does momentarily, but this move is just getting started. You're probably, very likely, about to blast through this overall consolidation phase here. So as nice of a move as this is, I wouldn't be surprised if over the coming days, hell, maybe even over the weekend, we're up above 120 bucks. We're back up above 130 bucks, or pushing on to prices, dare I say, that are breaking out of this accumulative zone altogether. I'm breaking out above 150. We know that Litecoin is ready to go. Okay, we know it. We're waiting for this move that will take us really. I know 150 is where the price is there, but $137, that's where the significant resistance is here, resistance there, a little bit of support right there, resistance there. $140, $130. Once we break that, you're going to see this thing take off. And when I say take off, I mean you are literally just going to move nonstop to new all-time highs. It's going to be spectacular. It'll truly be something to marvel at. 7 hours and 16 minutes left in this day. I think there's a lot of room to grow. We look at the weekly time frame. And actually, I want to look back at the 4-hour time frame. We didn't even look at our indicators here. Okay, let's zoom way the hell in. Overbought. Nice. Good signs there. Stochastics look great. The MACD is actually just about to cross above the zero. Now, we do know that when the MACD crosses above the zero here, when these oscillators cross above the zero, we typically consolidate. Let me go over let me go over the past couple of examples of that happening. Okay, so right here, right, where we crossed above the zero. And let's go back in time even a little bit further, right here. We know that when we cross above the zero, we typically consolidate. We're doing this now. However, I would say that it's typically when the orange line, not the blue line, but when the orange line crosses above the zero. The orange line's way down here, so maybe this consolidation starts tomorrow, Saturday, right? If we continue to move up at this pace, tomorrow, Saturday, will be crossing. So maybe we continue to move up into tomorrow and then we consolidate over the weekend. That makes sense, right? I'm not expecting long consolidation, but just hear me out. Every single one of these vertical lines is a point at which the orange line on the oscillators here for the MACD crossed above the zero on the 4-hour time frame. This is only effective for the 4-hour time frame. It's not effective for any other time frame, not to my knowledge at least. We moved up, and what did we do? We actually here, we did consolidate a little bit before the line. Sometimes you do consolidate before, but this was an overall consolidation phase here before a move higher. Okay, here we're moving up. We actually started to consolidate again before the orange line crossed above the zero, consolidated, but then we moved higher, right? Here we moved up, orange line crossed above the zero, we started to consolidate. Unfortunately, we actually moved lower, but again, we broke back below the zero, so there's that was implied with the MACD as well and with other indicators as well. So, but typically you do consolidate. We're getting to that point now where here at this resistance point, maybe even if we break out a little bit, whatever, we could consolidate on top, we could consolidate just below, whatever it might be, but soon enough and therein after, going into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we should be breaking out not just of this lower zone that we've been in since the 10th of October, but out of this zone that we've been in really dating back to June of 2022. We should be breaking out of this, and this massive, absolutely massive accumulative phase here will likely promote spectacular growth in a very, very short amount of time. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we take Litecoin's high here. And I want to actually, let's go on Coinbase. Let's go on. Should I do Coinbase or should we do Binance? Maybe we should do Binance because Binance has more volume. Maybe it's a better representation of the price. From a high here to a low here, the expectation for me is that Litecoin will go to new all-time highs. For a long time, we've been talking about this price going up to about $300 to $400. And on the low end, I think that's still acceptable. $300 to $400 by the end of November. But with what we've seen lately, I wouldn't be surprised if this move continued, if it persisted all the way up to, wow, look at this. Isn't it wild how the 1272, our first Fibonacci target based off our last cycle high to low, gives us the exact same move that we've seen with Zcash, XRP, XLM, Dash, and we will probably see with Litecoin and other coins that follow suit and do this exact same thing. Isn't it odd how that same percentage growth within, within a little margin there is at this very first target? What a wild coincidence that is, isn't it? It makes the utmost sense, in my opinion, that Litecoin is on a war path right now to prices near $800, but probably just below there. Okay. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. The weekly RSI is actually very positive. Getting overbought consistently, not getting oversold once. Very positive structure here. Higher lows bouncing off the 40. We love it. It's great. Stochastics are positive too. Overbought bouncing off the 50. That doesn't happen, but sometimes it does. When it does, it's typically a powerful sign. And the MACD overall is positive as well. You can see the oscillators are forming up here. Higher lows, higher highs. We are red with the histogram, but overall the oscillators are above the zero, not below the zero, so that's positive as well. And really, if anything, we're at a point to bounce, being right at that zero there. So hopefully, you know, like here, we got above it and then we bounced right off the zero and then we moved higher. Hopefully we get something like that. I do expect big things to happen for Litecoin over the coming days, let alone the coming weeks. We should, if my thoughts are correct in what I'm assuming is going to happen here over the next day, we should see maybe a little bit of a push higher. Okay. High to low here. Yeah, we're not going to take the fake out low. Push a little bit higher. Perhaps you do push all the way up to $112 to $116, right? Something like that. And then we should consolidate a little bit over the weekend. And then Monday, we'll really start this. Oh, we're really going to start it off. What's happened here is nothing compared to what I think is going to happen next week. Next week is the week, you guys. Anyways, ta-ta for now. Hit the like button. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.